My name's Melanie Mark. My Niska name's Lahaikwaskak, and I'm proud to be the Minister for Tourism, Arts, Culture and Sport, and the MLA for Vancouver Mount Pleasant, as well as the first and only First Nations woman to ever serve in BC's legislature and BC's cabinet. It is my honor to be the chair of the Medal of Good Citizenship Selection Committee, and it's my absolute pleasure to host this virtual ceremony, hopefully the last virtual ceremony, because I can't wait to see you in person. This is such an amazing, event. I'm joining you from the traditional territory of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, members of the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. Medal of Good Citizenship recipients and MLAs are joining us from all corners of our province, and many Indigenous communities across BC. We acknowledge each of these communities and want to thank you for joining us. A warm welcome to everyone who has joined us online for the Medal of Good Citizenship, MLAs from the recipients' ridings, local mayors, nominators of recipients, Medal of Good Citizenship Selection Committee members, as well as families, friends, and colleagues of our very deserving recipients. Tuxiasm for being with us today to share this special recognition. Today, we are recognizing some incredible people from all over the province. They are British Columbians who have gone above and beyond in their response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the last 2 years, we've all faced incredible challenges, and some have struggled more than others. One thing the pandemic has shown us is the power of kindness. Perhaps like never before, we've all seen how the power of kindness and the real meaning of paying it forward during one of our generation's most turbulent times has really got us through these difficult days. And these acts of kindness are a reminder to us all of what we can all aspire to as British Columbians. As we will hear, all of this year's medal recipients have shown incredible resilience and compassion. This year, the Medal of Good Citizenship celebrates people who have gone above their daily duties for the common good. People who have stepped up in amazing ways to show compassion to those in need. People who embody the principles to be kind, be calm, and be safe. These people have been particularly thoughtful, generous, or self-sacrificing throughout the pandemic. Their kindness, generosity, and compassion have touched the lives of those around them and have earned them the respect and gratitude of their communities. That's why, as a province, today we honor the actions and characters of these extraordinary people. To begin the medal presentations, I would like to invite Lucy Lobmeyer, Secretary of the Medal of Good Citizenship Selection Committee, to get us started.
Thank you very much, Minister. Each of the recipients will be introduced by their respective member of the Legislative Assembly. I will read the citations of recipients whose MLAs are unable to join us today. After their citation is read, Minister Mark, the MLA, and the recipient will pose for a photo together. To begin, I'd like to introduce Dan Coulter, MLA for Chilliwack, to tell us about the first recipient.
Amber Price in my constituency. As a downtown Chilliwack business owner, Amber has inspired others to join her in several projects to address pertinent needs and enhance community pride, vibrancy, and acceptance. Through her service, Amber organized the collection of 8,000 bottles of water, sunscreen, and aloe vera for those in need during the heat wave, and fundraised bike helmets for kids at the public pump track. When demonstrators protested COVID-19 vaccines and safety precautions at the hospital, Amber saw that the hospital workers' morale was low. She organized a community delivery of thousands of dollars of donated gift cards, gift baskets, and snacks to healthcare workers to show appreciation for their dedication and relentless sacrifices. Amber has also curated and directed the installation of over 24 works of public art during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Amber Price.
I am so humbled and honored to accept this medal. Thank you, Dan.
Congratulations, Amber. I believe we're going to get a photo as the team. Great to see you, Amber. I'll stand still. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce Doug Klovechock, MLA for Columbia River Revelstoke, to tell us about the next recipient.
Well, thank you very much, Lucy. And today I'm coming to you from the traditional territories of the Shuswap Indian Band, the Kiskanek First Nation, and the chosen home of the Métis Nation of British Columbia. And I'm absolutely pleased to tell you about Greg Eamon, who is a constituent in my Golden community. And Greg has been a key leader in the Golden Rotary for many years. And when the COVID-19 crisis hit, he took on the challenge of finding new ways to support and benefit his community, as well as other communities across the province. His efforts since March 2020 included the development of an online video or videos to provide advice, guidance, application assistance at no charge to support people accessing COVID-19 financial supports and developing COVID-19 safety plans for their businesses. Greg also initiated the Mask Up Golden campaign that resulted in the production of nearly 4,000 masks that were distributed to the Golden community and other communities at a highly subsidized price. And he successfully coordinated the annual Interact Club of Golden's Anti-Grinch program to meet COVID-19's requirements. This event provided nearly 200 turkey dinners on Christmas Eve for the vulnerable community members and ensured 77 deserving youth received presents on Christmas Day. Greg was also instrumental in starting the Rotary Community Online Bingo, which raised over $1.8 million to date to support and help various volunteer groups impacted by the benefit. And full disclosure, I was a bingo player as well with Greg. So it's absolutely my pleasure and my honor to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Greg Eamon, my friend. Thank you.
Is he going to see? Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Doug. I really appreciate it. And thanks for all your support, Doug. We couldn't have done it without you. And I'm truly honored and astounded and amazed to be accepting this award to you on behalf of everyone who helped out. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So now I'd like to introduce Finn Donnelly, MLA for Coquitlam Burke Mountain, to tell us about the next recipient.
Thank you very much, Lucy and Minister Mark. I'm coming to you from the traditional unceded territory of the Coquitlam, Katzie, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And I am very pleased to tell you about Amber Gregory in my constituency of Coquitlam Burke Mountain. Amber Gregory rallied several networks of support in her community to address many emerging needs arising from the COVID-19 pandemic. These included mental health supports for individuals and youth, and addressing food insecurity issues for seniors, people with disabilities, and those coping with job loss. Amber also created porch-side visits that assisted more than 100 nursing students who were at risk of not meeting their graduation criteria when there were no practicums available due to the pandemic. The students gave back 5,000 hours in porch-side visits by attending and supporting individuals who were struggling with mental health issues. It is my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Amber Gregory.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm not sure, I can't see the main screen right now. It's a true honor and privilege to be here today, and thank you very much for all of you for attending and everything you've done in our communities. So thank you.
Congratulations, Amber. Well done.
Quick photo. 1, 2, 3.
Nice to see you, MLA Donnelly. Thanks.
And now on behalf of the MGC Selection Committee, I'm pleased to tell you about Esther Lang from Ashcroft. Esther Lang exemplifies good citizenship and is a volunteer extraordinaire. She chairs a number of nonprofit and charitable organizations, spent 7 years on the board of Thompson View Manor Society, and is active in her local church and overseas missions. During the pandemic, Esther was an integral part of establishing the COVID-19 Care Helpline. Run by a collaboration of local community organizations, this call line was where people could get the help they needed, such as grocery or prescription pickups, or even just a listening ear. Esther not only helped to answer the phone and attended the regular roundtable, but she also headed a network of volunteers who provided countless services for those in need. She respects and cares for people where they are at and connects them to the supports they need to thrive. Her many contributions have been a lifeline for elders and persons with special needs. Esther steps up time and again and does it with a wonderfully humble attitude. I am pleased to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Esther Lang.
One, two, three for a photo.
Congratulations, Esther. Thank you for your service. I think they're going to get a photo of us.
One, two, three.
Great work. Thank you.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank my nominator, Vicky Trill, and the provincial committee who chose me for this special honor. I'm pleased to work with many good teams of valuable volunteers within our community. In accepting this award, I'm pleased to be able to represent them as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Esther. And now it's my honor to introduce the Honorable Lisa Baer, Minister of Citizen Services and MLA for Maple Ridge Pitt Meadows, to tell us about the next recipient. Minister?
Thank you, Lucy, and thank you, Minister Mark. And I'm pleased to tell you about Laurie Gerard. At the onset of the pandemic, Laurie Gerard began the Riverside Response Ministry. She assembled a team of volunteers from Riverside Church to pick up and receive donations of food. And through these donations, the Riverside Response was able to provide packages of groceries for those in need. More than $95,000 in food has been given out to date. And volunteers also checked in on people to ensure that they were safe. In addition, Laurie created Hope Calls, a telephone service that provided an outlet for people who needed to talk or be connected to resources. Laurie also established the Welcome Home Initiative for families transitioning into new homes from shelters or community programs. Through community involvement, donations, and many volunteers, Laurie was able to transform empty homes into beautiful spaces that each family could feel proud of and which brought them new hope for a life going forward. All three of these outreach projects initiated by Laurie are still ongoing today. And so it is my absolute pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Laurie Gerard.
Thank you so much. I am honored and I accept this award.
Congratulations, Laurie. I think they want to capture this moment.
1, 2, 3 for a photo.
Well done. Cheers.
And now I'd like to introduce Jennifer Rice, MLA for North Coast, to tell us about the next recipient.
Forgot the mute. Thank you, Lucy. I'm coming to you from the traditional and unceded territory of the Coast Tsimshian peoples here in Prince Rupert. I'm pleased to tell you about Christopher Horner, Gudong I Cook Iwans in my constituency. Christopher Horner takes on many roles in his dedicated service to the community of Masset and surrounding communities. As the Elder Center Coordinator, he provides supports for elders and adults with ability challenges while overseeing the food bank program for all communities at the north end of Graham Island. As pantry coordinator under the local Food to School program, Christopher teaches life skills and incorporates client participation in greenhouse and community gardens, from planting to harvesting to preserving. In his work, he is also involved with the Warrior program, where he facilitates mental health wellness programs for youth and adult men. Since the onset of the pandemic, Christopher has overseen these programs every week and has consistently worked on them in the evenings and weekends. He always finds time to participate in evening community meetings, grant proposal writing, or whatever is asked of him. It is my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Christopher Horner. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored to accept the award.
Congratulations, Christopher. Thank you.
Just gonna take a quick photo. 1, 2, 3.
Well done. Nice to see you, MLA Rice.
Thank you. And now it's my honor to introduce the Honourable Bowen Ma, Minister of State for Infrastructure and MLA for North Vancouver Lonsdale, to tell us about the next recipient.
Thank you so much, Lucy. I'm pleased to tell you about James Lester in my constituency of North Vancouver Lonsdale. James Lester is the co-owner of Sons of Vancouver Distillery, and when the pandemic first began, he immediately recognized the role that he could play in addressing the shortage of hand sanitizer for care facilities and first responders throughout the North Shore. He knew the need was immense. He had been contacted by a needle exchange, care homes, women's centers, childcare centers, healthcare facilities, and others seeking sanitation-grade alcohol. And this was something that he knew that his business could produce. With this sense of urgency, James immediately advocated for changes with provincial and federal leaders. And I know because I was on the receiving end of those emails and calls, so that he could lawfully begin production. Within days, Sons of Vancouver was not only producing sanitation-grade alcohol and hand sanitizer, but also giving thousands upon thousands of liters of it away for free of charge to the public and organizations and individuals across the region. Now, James has since returned Sons of Vancouver to the core business of liquor production, but countless individuals and organizations have benefited from the rapid and generous pivot that he made at the start of the pandemic. It is my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to James Lester.
Thank you, Bowen. That's very kind.
Congratulations, James. Thank you for your service. Back to you, Lucy.
Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Susie Chant, MLA for North Vancouver Seymour, to tell us about the next recipient.
Thank you so much, Lucy. It is my great pleasure to be able to tell you about Natalia Skapski in my constituency. She works at Capilano University. And actually, I got to talk to Paul Dangerfield the other day, and he was also singing her praises. As a life dedicated to the health and safety of others, Natalia has had a long history of volunteerism locally, nationally, and internationally. When it came to the pandemic, Natalia demonstrated incredible leadership as part of Capilano University's response. Since the pandemic began, she has gone above and beyond to ensure the safe operations of all campus locations, as well as providing guidance, support, and resources to students and employees to address their COVID-19 related concerns. Natalia's life is deeply entwined with the local First Nations and Indigenous values of family, caring, community, and responsibility. She's a founding member of the Simamaka, or Snowbird Squamish Nation Canoe family, a member of the Pulling Together Society of Canoe Families, and she's also actively lives the values of uniting as people on a journey of reconciliation to make the world a better place. Natalia's leadership, guidance, and mentorship continue to be awe-inspiring to everyone around her. I am so thrilled to be able to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Natalia Skapski. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. I am honored and humbled to accept this honor. And I'd like to acknowledge that I would not have been able to do this without the trust of my colleagues and my CAPU community. Thank you, Lucy.
Congratulations, Natalia. Thank you.
On behalf of the MGC Selection Committee, it is my pleasure to tell you about Dr. Rachel Staples. Dr. Staples of Urban Smiles Dentist Clinic in Colwood near Victoria has endured unimaginable hardship, including a loss of a child, breast cancer, and a vehicle accident that resulted in 20 broken bones and a major concussion. Despite all this, Dr. Staples continuously thinks of others. she had the foresight to see the COVID-19 pandemic was likely to be long-term and took the initiative to order plexiglass barriers, hospital-grade air purifiers, and protective gear to ensure her staff and patients were well protected early on in the pandemic. Dr. Staples also made herself available to every person who experienced a dental emergency during the lockdown. She performed many emergency procedures and answered phone calls in her off hours, which at times resulted in her returning to the office late at night. I'm pleased to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Dr. Rachel Staples.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored, and I would like to acknowledge that I couldn't have done it without my 82-year-old mother's help. And she's sewed over 82 gowns that were washable that we were able to use in between patients. So I couldn't have done it without her help. So I'd just like to thank my mom, Caroline Staples.
Aw. Thank you for your service, Dr. Staples, and your mom. Cheers. Perfect.
And now I'd like to introduce the Honorable Nicholas Simmons, Minister of Social Development and Poverty Reduction and MLA for Powell River Sunshine Coast, to tell us about our next recipients.
Thanks a lot, Lucy. I'm joining you from Comox territory, and I'm very pleased to tell you about the Gambier Grocery Group in my constituency. Gambier Island is in Howe Sound. It's remote, without any services like stores or gas stations or medical clinics or schools, and relies on a 40-person water taxi for access to all essentials, including groceries. When water taxi trips posed a health hazard to passengers and crews due to the threat of COVID-19, Leanne Bruce and her husband Bobby organized and executed a complex venture with the help of dedicated volunteers, including Terry Hall and Jolie Switzer. These selfless individuals became known as the Gambier Grocery Group. Together, they ensured that essential goods were delivered from stores from nearby Gibsons. For 15 months, twice a week, rain or shine, high tide or low, heat dome or southeaster, this critical free service was kept running smoothly by this dedicated team of community volunteers, ensuring that people on Gambier Island had access to the essentials that they needed. So it's my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to the Gambier Grocery Group.
Thank you. On behalf of the Gambier Grocery Group, we accept this.
Congratulations to the GGG. Perfect.
GC Selection Committee, it is my pleasure to tell you about Jeffrey McClellan from Port Moody. Jeffrey is on many committees to further the betterment of Port Moody and always finds time to promote local business and activities to build a sense of community for everyone. In response to the pandemic, Jeff created the Facebook page, I Love Port Moody, which became a valuable resource for elderly and isolated people. Jeff is always willing to help, whether it is to pick up items, provide rides, or simply be there to talk. To lessen the financial impacts of COVID-19, Jeff led community fundraisers for those who lost income and encouraged residents to shop local in support of community businesses. Jeff's heart, energy, and kindness kept the community going. I'm pleased to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Jeffrey McClellan.
Thank you. I am humbled and honored to receive this medal and could not have done it without the support of my family and the community. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jeffrey.
It's my pleasure to now tell you about David Horton. When David lost his job in Prince George due to COVID-19, his thoughts immediately turned to how he might serve his community during this difficult time. He started by purchasing and borrowing the equipment needed to put on FM-transmitted drive-in movies. This led to free movie nights, drive-in trivia, citywide scavenger hunts, weddings, funerals, church services, birthday parties, grad ceremonies, and more. Altogether, David hosted 65 activities that were all approved by Northern Health and encouraged social connectiveness in his community. David is described as a gentle, humble man who worked to keep people from experiencing isolation during the pandemic. I'm pleased to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to David Horton.
Thanks so much. On behalf of the community of Prince George and the hundreds and hundreds of volunteers who made all those events happen, I will receive this medal and make sure that it is shown around in our amazing community that made it the best place to be during the pandemic. Thanks again, and thanks for the honor of being able to receive this today.
Congratulations and thank you for your service. Well done.
I'd now like to introduce Aman Singh, MLA for Richmond, Queensborough, to tell us about the next recipient.
Thank you so much, Lucy. First of all, congratulations to all of you. And a special, I'm really pleased to tell you about Isabel Tang, and congratulations to her from my constituency. At a very young age, Isabel was inspired by the people around her to give back to the community and has been involved in many community fundraisers, even prior to the pandemic. When COVID-19 hit, Isabel, along with her family, recognized a need on the east side of Vancouver for protective masks. Through their efforts, masks were supplied to more than 9 community organizations. Isabel also recognized it was very difficult for high school students to participate in volunteer activities with their communities, and so she found several safe volunteer opportunities for her friends. This included delivering 500 pink masks to her high school in support of Pink Shirt Day, assisting in recruiting volunteers for BC Children's Hospital, Shine's Mother's Day Tea at Home Project, where they raised $31,000, and assisting in recruiting volunteers for the Ville Cafe Rejuvenation Project, Charity Dragon Boat Dumplings, a sellout event that raised $15,000. It's my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Isabel Tang.
Hello, thank you. I am truly honored and proud to receive this award. Thank you to my amazing friends and family. This award would have not been possible without the assistance of our truly amazing Orange Youth Volunteer Group. I love my parents and they have been my biggest supporters, so thank you very much.
Congratulations, Isabel. Thank you so much for your service. Well done. Nice to see you, MLA Singh.
Thank you.
On behalf of the MGC Selection Committee, it is my pleasure to tell you about Song Hu from Saanich. When BC declared a public health emergency due to COVID-19, Song, a realtor in Victoria, immediately identified the great need for comprehensive and ongoing updates on COVID-19 in Chinese. Without delay, Song posted the latest statistics and news about COVID-19 on his personal website in Chinese and shared these updates with the Chinese community through the WeChat social media platform. As well, Song's expertise in biochemistry enabled him to answer people's questions about vaccines, treatments, and symptoms. He also provided timely information on travel rules, latest research on COVID-19 vaccines, and other critical news. Song's updates have reached thousands of people and have greatly benefited the Chinese community. I'm pleased to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Song Hu.
Truly honored and humbled to accept this award. Thank you so much.
Song, thank you so much for your service and being a shining light in the community. Congratulations. Back to you, Lucy.
I'd now like to introduce Ginny Sims, MLA for Surrey Panorama, to tell us about the next recipient.
Thank you, Lucy. I am pleased today to tell you about Aditi Kidney in my constituency of Surrey Panorama. In the past year, high school student Aditi Kidney has helped several affected communities impacted by COVID-19. In her mission to make a difference, she has implemented more than 17 projects that raised around $50,000 to help hundreds of individuals and families in the Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities, Indigenous youth in Northern BC, school districts, the SPCA, hospitals, homeless shelters, and single moms across BC. I'm getting tired just reading all of the work she did. Aditi currently mentors and guides youth to identify opportunities to make a difference and connects them with organizations that require support. Aditi has also started global initiatives through her not-for-profit organization, the New Horizon Foundation. She is a role model for reflected leadership, exceptional attitude, and for perseverance. She is also an inspiration to the people around her and the pride and joy of her parents, Vidya and Jagdish. Aditi's aim is to always overcome obstacles and never to stop giving through her mission so that she can make a difference in the lives of those in need. It is my absolute pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Aditi Kini.
I think you're on mute. It's okay, we've all done it. No. It's not, unfortunately, it's not working, but what I imagine you're saying is that you didn't do it alone. And we are so grateful for the service that you did in the community. It's nice to see you, MLA Sims, and thank you so much for your service at DT. Sorry about that.
I'd now like to introduce the Honourable George Heyman, Minister of Environment and Climate Change Strategy and MLA for Vancouver Fairview, to tell us about the next recipient.
Thanks so much, Lucy. I'm very pleased to tell you about Dr. Kendall Ho from my constituency. Dr. Ho is an accomplished and decorated emergency physician and a UBC professor who made outstanding contributions in two specific areas relevant to the response to COVID-19. In March 2020, Dr. Ho set up a new virtual physician service to complement the 811 nurses line, answering callers' concerns with medical expertise using video conferencing. As of January 2022, the physician team under Dr. Ho's leadership has provided advice to more than 65,000 callers. Dr. Ho also volunteered as a medical spokesperson for Vancouver Coastal Health, using his command of Chinese languages to provide COVID-19 information and advice to Chinese community members experiencing language barriers. Both of these roles were above and beyond his usual work. Dr. Ho's contributions provided timely, relevant, and impactful supports during the COVID-19 pandemic. It is my very great pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Dr. Kendall Ho.
Wow, thank you very much. I'm very honored and humbled to accept this award.
Congratulations, Dr. Ho, and thank you for your service. Nice to see you, Minister Heyman.
I'd now like to introduce the Honourable George Chow, Minister of State for Trade and MLA for Vancouver Fraserview, to tell us about the next recipient.
Thank you, Lucy. I'm pleased to introduce Niers Mio in my constituency of Vancouver Fraserview. Niers is Nishka, Two-Spirit Indigenous person and a single foster parent of 3 young Aboriginal children. At the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, Niers saw the need for food security of Indigenous families and his immediate neighbors. Niers first addressed these needs by providing non-perishable from his own pantry and fresh vegetable from his own backyard garden. Then in April 2020, the South Vancouver Neighborhood House approached Niers to partner with him. The neighborhood house understood that in order to assist family in the community, a trusting relationship needed to be established. and Nias was happy to facilitate that. Nias built relationship by having conversation with his neighbors about resources that the neighborhood house was offering. He recognized that cultural understanding and trust were an essential part of providing food. Through Nias' efforts, the food program expanded to more than 40 families. The neighborhood house food hamper became personalized according to the cultural needs of the recipients, which reflected a deep understanding of the community. Nias stands as a symbol of service for his indigenous community and neighbors. He exemplifies the true meaning of how cultural inclusion can coexist with diversity. It is my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Nias.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor to receive this award. So I want to say hi to Marie Louie and Kane. Thank you very much to my nominators for South Vancouver, Mimi and Huda, and all of the people. I wouldn't be able to continue offering this type of service if it wasn't for all of the resources that we've been getting. I'm grateful for all of those people. Congratulations to everybody on their awards. Thank you.
Thank you for your service, Nias Miu. Congratulations from one Niska to another.
On behalf of the MGC Selection Committee, it is my pleasure to tell you about Ping Lee from Vancouver. Even before the first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic was officially declared in BC, Ping was part of a group of volunteers that supported people in self-isolation after traveling, such as those needing airport transportation to their homes and food drop-offs. Once the lockdown in March 2020 occurred, Ping tirelessly coordinated food suppliers and collected personal protective equipment. From the food and monetary donations she received, Ping coordinated one group of volunteers to deliver groceries to families and people in need, and another group to prepare meals. The prepared foods were then delivered to homeless shelters, people living without homes in the downtown east side, and to healthcare workers for their lunches. This started in May 2020, and Ping has not missed a week since. Ping has never stopped working, and thanks to her kindness and consideration of others, more than 20,000 meals have been provided since the pandemic began. I am pleased to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Ping Lee.
I'm so honored to receive the award, and I would like to share this award with all my volunteers and have to help us and support us. And thank you so much for all the volunteer. And thank you, I'm so honored.
Congratulations, Ping. Thank you so much for your service.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the Honorable David Eby, Attorney General, Minister responsible for housing, and MLA for Vancouver Point Grey, to tell us about the next three recipients. Minister?
Thank you, Lucy. I'm very honored to join you from the territory of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh people to tell you about the amazing work of residents of Vancouver Point Grey, starting with the exceptional Robert Cruikshank. Robert's a 29-year-old who lives with autism spectrum disorder. In 2012, he was introduced to the Canucks Autism Network. This is a network that supports people living with ASD and their families to gain the confidence and skills to enjoy a lifetime of sport and physical activity. Since then, he's never looked back. He's made it his mission to raise as much money as possible for CAN. When CAN's fundraising events and in-person programs were compromised because of the pandemic, Robert took it upon himself to work even harder and demonstrated resilience, innovation, and creativity in providing the CAN community the support they needed. His fundraising brought in an unbelievable $20,000 in 2020, but as if that wasn't enough, he raised at least another $39,000 in 2021. His mantra is, "It's for the kids," and that's what fuels his fundraising efforts and his motivation. He's devoted to the BC autism community, and through his selfless deeds, he's making BC a better place to live and play. It's my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to the exceptional Robert Cruikshank. Congratulations, Robert.
I just wanted to say thank you to for the I accept this award, and I just want to say a huge thanks to my family and friends, and of course the Canucks Autism Network, who I raise all the money for, and thank you to all my nominators, and I'm just happy to receive this prestigious award. Thank you.
Congratulations, Robert. Nice to see you, Minister. That suit is amazing. You look so sharp. Perfect time to get a photo together, but thank you for your service.
The medal and the suit do look great. Congratulations, Robert. Our next recipients, also from Vancouver Point Grey, are Renee Katz and Dr. Stan Shaw, who also live in my constituency. When COVID-19 hit, the Jewish Food Bank in Vancouver saw an immediate and dramatic rise in demand from seniors and families. It was clear that the existing facilities couldn't meet the needs. Renee and her co-chair, Stan, immediately took on the tasks of finding proper space to expand the food bank program and applied their expertise to oversee the planning, renovations, permit applications, and facility setup. The beautiful new space not only enables Jewish Family Services to serve many more clients, it now also offers a range of other programs, both social and nutritional, to support families as well as seniors. This new space, called the Kitchen, has become a flagship program in the Jewish community and could never have happened without the hard work and countless volunteer hours freely given by Stan and Renee. I'm so thrilled to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Renee Katz and Dr. Stan Shaw. Congratulations.
There we go. David, I want to thank you so much. Rennie and I are thankful that we can be here to represent our many volunteers, our donors, and Jewish Family Services staff. We've been so privileged to work with them. And I would also like to thank my wife for her constant support, and I'm truly honored and humbled to accept this honor.
To the both of you, thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. I also am very humbled and honored to have received this award. And I just want to say that the best reward for us is the smiles on the faces of the people who come and get both nourishment and friendship from the dedicated staff and all the many volunteers who help at the kitchen. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Amazingly, there's one more resident from Vancouver Point Grey. Thank you, Minister Mark, for the for leave to keep going here. I can't wait to tell you about Spencer Van Blotten in my constituency. Recognizing that the COVID-19 pandemic was really and is difficult on British Columbians with disabilities, Spencer was determined to make a difference. He developed BC Disability, an online information and social hub that connects British Columbians with disabilities across the province. Spencer personally responds to every inquiry, whether it's to help people searching for support or resources, or just to be there for someone who wants to chat to help counteract the feeling of isolation and being alone. Spencer also chairs Community Living BC's Vancouver Council, where his leadership during the pandemic has been exceptional. Spencer organized mental health workshops, online social activities to curb pandemic isolation, as well as set up meetings for people with MLAs and city councilors to discuss their COVID-19 related questions. These are just some of the ways Spencer has made it his mission to help others during the pandemic. It is a great pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Spencer Van Blotten. Congratulations.
Thank you, David, and I just want to thank everyone here for the contributions they make to their community.
Well done, Spencer. Thank you so much for your service. Bye, Minister Eby. Thank you for your work.
On behalf of the MGC Selection Committee, it is my pleasure to tell you about Aisha Emerson and Jasper Johnston from Victoria. Amid social distancing requirements resulting from the pandemic, siblings Aisha and Jasper used their ingenuity and care for others to spearhead the creation of two innovative digital projects. The first, the COVID Student Support Network, digitally connected university student volunteers with K-12 students to help ease the burden on parents and educators during the pandemic. Altogether, the project assisted approximately 75 families, representing more than 25 schools, and raised thousands of dollars through voluntary contributions for COVID-19 relief. Their second initiative, Dear Canadians, is a national bilingual website. Through this platform, Canadians can write and share virtual postcards. To date, thousands of people from every province have visited the site. And thanks to partnerships with Historica Canada, cards will be included in the National Canada During COVID-19 archives. I am pleased to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Aisha Emerson and Jasper Johnston.
Thank you so much. We're especially grateful for our Dear Canadians team and COVID SSN volunteers. I accept.
I also accept. We're honored to receive this recognition. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to the both of you. Thank you so much for your service. You look amazing.
And now I'd like to introduce Karen Kirkpatrick, MLA for West Vancouver Capilano, to tell us about the next recipient.
Thank you, Lucy, and hello from beautiful West Vancouver Capilano. I'm pleased to tell you about my constituent, Leon Eng. Leon is the founder and CEO of LNG Studios, and at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, Leon quickly redirected his team to use 3D printers to produce reusable face shields for frontline workers. Leon successfully partnered with plastic suppliers, business sponsors, and more than 400 3D printing professionals to support the cause. Within the first few months of the pandemic, 10,000 face shields were sent to local hospitals, and by September of 2021, more than 157,000 pieces of personal protective equipment had been delivered. In addition, Leon founded and led the Pixel Moments campaign, which raised close to $300,000 for mental health resources at St. Paul's Hospital. Leon's action in response to the pandemic saved lives and improved the mental well-being of his community. It is my absolute pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Leon Eng.
Thank you. This is a huge honor, and I accept this award.
Congratulations, Leon. Thank you for your service. Thank you, MLA Kirkpatrick, for being here with us today.
I'd now like to introduce Spencer Chandra Herbert, MLA for Vancouver West End, to tell us about the next two recipients.
Thank you very much, Lucy, and thank you, Minister Mark. I'm pleased to tell you about two wonderful West Enders. I'll start with the first, Daniel Brown in my constituency of Vancouver West End. Daniel's been a driving force behind a free meal program, volunteering innumerable hours. I think someone needs to put themselves on mute. So I'll start again. He's volunteered innumerable hours to make undeniable impact in the life of underprivileged, marginalized, and street people, folks living on the street within our community of the West End. His objective has been to get food to those who need it. It started with a few friends making and delivering sandwiches in 2018. And over time, it's grown now to an incredible team of volunteers preparing and serving hot meals 4 days a week throughout the pandemic. They've used a free, well, not free, I should say, they've used a commercial kitchen provided through the Central Presbyterian Church and reached out to local businesses to get that support. Daniel's work, it takes somebody to see a problem and start pulling people together to solve it. And Daniel has been that catalyst for good. And because of that effort, he's inspired many others to do good as well in our community. It's about giving to the community for Daniel and doing it together. So I just really want to say thank you and congratulations to Daniel. and all the volunteers he's inspired for doing so good for people.
My big brother, Canada. I would just like to say, first of all, I'm very humbled by this. And I could not have done this without the most amazing, amazing volunteers. Also, I have to give a shout out to Food Stash, who really supported us and gave us probably about 80 to 85% of our food. So I'm really proud of the volunteers, and I'm really humbled. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Daniel. Thank you for your service. And it's so nice to see your family right behind you, cheering you on.
Thank you.
Oh, I think we're back.
And
Thank you, Spencer.
Thank you. See you around the neighborhood. So, of course, another incredible West Ender who I'm pleased to tell you about today is Rory Richards. Rory Richards, some of you will know, really was the inspiration in our community behind the 7 p.m. cheer for healthcare workers, for frontline workers at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. We'll all remember getting together at 7 p.m. in scary times, but feeling some sort of hope and togetherness because we were all united in that thankfulness. And it was one of many demonstrations of Rory's quiet activism, community leadership from the bottom up, quiet heart-led leadership that really has defined her work for decades. I'm honored to count her as a friend in our community, the West End, and so many are. She's also been the driving force behind the Vancouver West Enders social media group, which has also helped make people feel community in a time of isolation. She leads by example again and again and again. Her work for refugees, her work to support food security and our farmers, it really runs the gamut, and it's an inspiration to know Rory. And she's always got another project or another idea that she is seeking help with or leading on and offering help. It's just the kind of person she is. Also an incredible mom and an incredible neighbor. So Rory is a proud Indigenous woman who really lives her vision of a world where actions reflect the truth that we are all connected, interconnected, and that survival relies on us doing the right thing for each other and our planet more often. So it's my honor to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Rory Richards.
Thank you very much, Spencer. It's quite an honor to receive this, and to the extent that it's an acknowledgement for the 7 p.m. cheer, I would really be remiss in not acknowledging my fellow West Enders. The 7 p.m. cheer really embodied the unbridled spirit of the West End and its infectious nature and its ability to inspire others, indeed the whole province. So thank you so much for that. And I also noticed Dr. Bonnie here as one of the co-recipients, and I just wanted to thank you, Dr. Bonnie, for your leadership and sending you a virtual standing ovation. Thank you.
Thank you, MLA Chandra Herbert, and congratulations, Rory. This is reconciliation in action. Well done.
I'd now like to introduce Jordan Sturdy, MLA for West Vancouver Sea to Sky, to tell us about our next recipient.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to tell you about Jonathan Young. Jonathan has endeavored to raise money to help those in need since he was 7 years old. And now at the ripe old age of 11, he is continuing to develop his reputation as a caring community leader. When COVID-19 hit, Jonathan learned about the embattled and exhausted frontline healthcare workers, and he responded by using his life savings of $70 to purchase healthy snacks and electrolyte drinks for the team at Lionsgate Hospital. With community and corporate contributions, he was able to significantly expand and maintain his snack drive for over a year. For Christmas 2020, Jonathan started a toy and tablet drive with a friend. They collected 159 electronic tablets, more than 1,000 new toys, and $14,000 in donations for children being treated at BC Children's Hospital who are isolated due to COVID-19 visitor restrictions. In 2021, Jonathan and his friend repeated their efforts with even greater community participation. It's clear that Jonathan is an amazing leader in the making, and it is really my pleasure to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Jonathan Young.
Thank you very much. I am honored to accept this medal. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who helped me. Thank you very much, everyone.
Well done.
Jonathan, it looks amazing on you, and I can't wait till you bring it to school and show all your friends the great things you did in the community. Thank you for joining us, MLA Sturdy.
On behalf of the Medal of Good Citizenship Selection Committee, it's my pleasure to tell you about Stephen Noo from Burnaby. Sadly, with the emergence of COVID-19, BC saw a rise in anti-hate crimes, and Stephen Noo was one of these victims. Stephen reported the hate crime to the police, and during this process, he noticed that the Vancouver Police Department's online form for reporting these crimes was available only in Chinese. Stephen, who is part Vietnamese and whose first language is English, cannot read or write Chinese. Rather than give up in frustration, Stephen decided to be proactive in finding a solution through public engagement. As a result of his efforts, the VPD has now expanded its online hate crimes reporting forms to be available in 14 different languages and has translated its entire website into over 100 languages. Stephen is also working to help make the reporting of hate crimes more accessible and user-friendly in cities throughout BC and Canada. Stephen's actions are a glowing example of how to have a positive response to a negative experience for the benefit of others. I'm pleased to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to Stephen Noo.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be accepting this on behalf of hundreds of friends across Canada and the world who are part of this movement to make hate crime reporting more accessible. In particular, I want to accept this award in honor of my dad, who was my inspiration, but could not be here today because he passed away 2 months ago. Dad, I know you're watching this from afar, and you endured your share of racism growing up and being here in Canada. I'm going to keep using my skills to keep advocating for others who don't have a voice. Thank you so much.
Stephen, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for stepping up and being a shining light in our community. Congratulations.
So now we're just going to go back to Aditi Keeney from Surrey, who wants to just express a few words of thanks. Aditi?
Sorry about the audio before. I just want to say a huge thank you so much for this honor and recognition. I would also love to humbly accept this award, and of course say a quick thank you to my incredible parents and my sister and my mentor for continuously supporting me and guiding me through this journey of me giving back to my community and serving my community in any way I can. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Aditi. Thank you so much for your leadership.
Thank you.
As chair of the Medal of Good Citizenship Selection Committee, I am pleased to tell you about our final recipient, who we've all gotten to know in the comforts of our living room, day after day after day after day over the last 2 years. Dr. Bonnie Henry has been a beacon of light throughout the COVID pandemic. With her gentle spirit and strength, she has encouraged the people of British Columbia to be kind, to be calm, and be safe. As the Provincial Health Officer of BC, she has performed her duties tirelessly and brought the province together in the fight against COVID-19. She has remained positive in the face of adversity. Not only has her expertise been demonstrated over the course of the pandemic, but her kindness, optimism, and professionalism have been second to none. Dr. Bonnie Henry has demonstrated to us all how to remain strong and hopeful in an unprecedented time. As Minister, I want to personally thank Dr. Bonnie Henry on behalf of all British Columbians for everything that you've done. There aren't enough applause for your generosity of paying it forward. And yes.
Thank you.
We are grateful to you, and it is my honor to present the Medal of Good Citizenship to you, Dr. Bonnie Henry.
Thank you so much. I'm
Woo!
so honored to
She
be
likes
here.
to dance.
I do. Just to say that I'm grateful as well to be here and to be talking to you from the traditional and unceded territories of the Lekwungen speaking peoples, the Esquimalt and the Songhees First Nation, and to recognize that. And I'm also very humbled to be part of this exceptional group who have been supporting your communities through this most difficult time with kindness and with compassion. And on behalf of my team, I've become the voice and the face, perhaps, of a very strong, passionate, and committed team. And I am grateful and accept this honor on their behalf too. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. Of course, Dr. Bonnie Henry is the last recipient, and I am a bit teary. I'm a bit teary because as British Columbians, we've been through a lot together. And Premier John Horgan wanted to shine a light on the unsung heroes in our community. He wanted to acknowledge the people that go above and beyond. And while we're going through calmer waters at this moment in time, there were those moments when we didn't know, how kids were going to access their education without those tablets, and how that food was going to get to the communities. So you can see, just by the range of these heroes, that we are walking among angels, and we are walking amongst unsung heroes who really demonstrate what it means to pay it forward. So I want to thank you all for your work, for inspiring us to do more, to step up, to be kind, to be calm, to be compassionate. I want to thank the people that you might not see in this room, the tech team for making this happen, for virtually bringing us all together to honor you. I want to acknowledge your family who are there celebrating with you, who jumped in and got a screenshot with Minister Eby or whoever it was. This moment, I know, might be you, but I know that you're not alone, that it's your nominees that put your name forward. The committee, I want to acknowledge the selection committee and the secretariat. It was not an easy decision for us. We wanted to make sure that these medals went to British Columbians with all types of backgrounds, younger and older, and from different parts of the community who were contributing in their own way, but making a big impact for people. So with that, I want to say thank you. I want to say congratulations. I also want to say, as minister, I invite you to put your names forward for the other unsung heroes in our community, because that's precisely what this Medal of Good Citizenship is all about. I want to acknowledge my MLA colleagues and ministers for joining us. I hope that families and communities and volunteers, that you get to celebrate in a real way this incredible achievement. But just know, on behalf of all British Columbians, we are grateful. And in Niska, I will say, Tuxism, thank you so much for all of your service. I believe